Listen, Tony. We, as a group, are concerned over your little addiction.
Addiction?
Addiction, yes. I mean, you just can't stop building armors. You really can't keep going like this. It'll cost you a lot someday.
Look, I may have a problem, but at least Wait a minute. When did you get this new suit?
I'm sorry, what?
Where's the suit I made for you? You look like you came from the 60s. But seriously, when did you get this suit?
Look, I really think we should just focus on you.
What was that? Is that all the Spider-Man suits you own?
There's nothing to see here. This is just in case one's in the washing machine, you know? I need one for every day of the week, so
How about this? You tell the Avengers that I've got everything under control, and I don't tell them about this little addiction that we both apparently share.
Will you make me another Spidey suit?
Done. Hello and welcome back to the KenOhwee Channel. Today I'll be talking about Mafex classic Spider-Man. With so many upcoming releases from Mafex taking on the classic characters from Marvel, it's only fitting that they begin with a character which catapulted Mafex's name in the first place, Spider-Man. After all, who doesn't like Spider-Man figures? They're the epitome of action figures. If you can create a Spider-Man figure that can do it all, your name will be in the history books. At the same time, if you fail, you will receive the wrath of every comic book fan in the world. So with that all said, no pressure, Mafex. So bringing out the microscope, let's take a closer look at this figure. The most noticeable thing to me is his color scheme. There's a lot of dark tones added to the palette. I guess they were trying to highlight the muscle tones like the comics, but unfortunately it dulls the color scheme a little bit, and there's a bit of a metallic finish to the red and blue as well. It's not as metallic as Iron Spider, but there's still a hint of it there. Sculpt wise, webs are engraved and also painted a little. However, the web painting slowly fades as you get to his limbs, like his arms and his legs, and with all the dark tones around, it looks like the black paint was smeared around. I don't know, it might be intentional, but the paint job just looks a little messy to me. The little Spidey logo is also sculpted, but from afar, it doesn't really resemble a spider since the details are all mushed together. I wish there was some colors in between the Spidey legs to make it look more distinct. You've got really huge eyes. There's like a flap under his face which makes it look more realistic, since in the comics he's just pulling off his mask like it's draped over his face. I'm not sure if this was intentional, but it does present that illusion, at least for me. And these joints on the arms do remind me of Marvel Legends Spider-Man figure from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie, the one with Jamie Foxx as Electro, but it's not as prominent as that, so it doesn't affect the proportion that much. They did sculpt the rest of his muscles really well, slender and not too big, kinda looks like he does a lot of CrossFit. Any bigger you might as well call him Thor. Of course, with Mafex, verifying their QC. At least for this figure, it's not the tightest Mafex figure I've had, but certainly not as loose as their earlier Mafex figures. I'd say the Mafex Homecoming Spider-Man figure was a lot tighter. So overall, depending on your interpretation of what a classic Spider-Man should look, sculpt and color-wise, this figure looks the part. But the messy paint application makes it far from being a perfect classic Spider-Man figure. As for his articulation, head and neck on a ball joint so can move around to the point of near decapitation. Butterfly joint which can move around and also inwards and outwards. 360 arms, bicep twist, bicep flex, wrist twist and move up and down. Ball jointed mid-ab which allows it to move around no problem. Twist as well, lower ab cut can also twist, and all together he can crunch forward that far and arch backward that far. Legs can be pulled down to allow for that much of a split. Kick up, kick back, thigh swivel, knee bend, feet twist, move up and down, pivot side to side, and of course, Spidey toe curlers. As for his accessories, a lot of it is pretty much the same accessories given to the Mafex Spider-Man Homecoming action figure, such as the pair of relaxed hands, face punching hands, web holding hands, wall crawling hands, and web shooting hands. And of course, a pair of magnetic hands and feet, just like the previous figure, but of course, still much appreciated. And yes, it works. Damn, I'm such a sucker for these magnet features. And his webbing effects is not as translucent as the previous package, but it's the usual pairs of premature web shots, fully ejaculated web shots, and one super long ejaculated web which can be packed into his web holding hands, and another where the web is spread out which can be packed into this handle and pegged to the stand, which Mafex provides, as always. They even provided the same unmasked mask, which in comparison looks extremely small in scale. I mean, is this a balloon which Peter inflates upon wearing it? The proportion is just off to me. Of course, it comes with another head where he looks mad. Even when he squints, his eyes are still huge. And lastly, he comes with the unmasked Peter head, which I do not remember Peter looking this cool. There's not a shred of nerd aura from this. It's too macho for me. Either that or you could argue this is the aged Peter. He's been Spider-Man for a while and he's not a teenager anymore. And he's now a stud, I guess? Whatever it is, this face sculpt looks super macho and cool. Look at that smirk. He's the friendly, cool, macho man next door. And here is Spider-Man standing next to other action figures for scale comparison. So, in summary, with so many iterations of this character in action figure form, for this price point I definitely expected a lot more than this. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad figure, it's good enough, but somehow I just feel like it could have been a lot better. If you're looking for a classic Spider-Man suit with plenty of accessories, then this package may be the one for you, even though it's recycling the same accessories as the previous Spider-Man figure. But you know what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I just wish they'd tighten up his paint application. It'll be very interesting to compare this to the Marvel Legends Spider-Man figures, since they come with a much lower price point and their colors are a lot more vibrant than this one. I smell a versus video coming soon. That concludes my review of this figure. Like if you enjoyed the review, subs if you want more videos like these in the future. Do let me know your thoughts about this figure in the comment section down below. As always, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Click here for video 1. Click here for video 2. Click here to subscribe. Click it. Thank you for watching. Arigato. Thank you.